So to follow up with the Azusa deck earlier this week, and because it's been putting forward some pretty good numbers lately, I thought I would bring back a Selvala deck and try it out again. It's interesting because Titania and Nissa decks are all but missing from the format these days. I mean, I've seen Nissa a couple of times, but Titania is almost nowhere to seen anymore. And meanwhile, Selvala, the deck that you think would be the most vulnerable to removal and counter spells, is the one that's still posting up some fairly decent numbers. This deck specifically actually won the Commander Challenge the week before last, which is a pretty impressive feat. And also, it's had a few 5-0s from time to time. I mean, it's certainly not Brea numbers or Timna numbers or those kind of things, but it still remains a pretty decent deck in the format, while the other mono green decks have kind of slipped to the wayside. So it does have some pretty good strategies outside of just playing Selvala. You can always just ramp and then play big creatures or play multiple creatures per turn and get around the removal and or counter spells. And so it's a pretty decent deck still. This specific deck, compared to my older one, is a little lower on the curve. So I think there's more ramp overall that it's looking to play in order to make that alternate strategy work a little better. And you've got less top end, but it's still, it's still got a lot of ways to get there. And so we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna run it through a league and see if we can post some similar numbers to what's been happening with it lately. All right, we got match one. We are on the play. Playing against Tassiger. Hand looks pretty good. There's no turn one ramp, but you can't always get turn one ramp. We got 3 lands. We got 2 spells that could potentially shut him out of the game. Fauna Shaman is kind of counterspell bait, and if it isn't, then it's gonna fetch us things that we want to get. All right, we got Birds of Paradise. Looks like Fauna Shaman should resolve. Looks like we're gonna get counter spells. Guess we could just play Nissa. The fact that we haven't drawn a land means I actually kind of want Nissa. Do we want something else for 1 or 2 mana? Let's just swing. I don't think we're going to get anything. Alright. Let's force him to counter the Hall of Gemstone. He could just... We could play Choke, but he could just play around Choke. Alright, well that's... I mean, he can still play Tasker with Hall of Gemstone around. Or he could have an Abrupt Decay. I'm surprised he didn't counter that. I mean, he does have the Birds of Paradise. Maybe he just didn't think he needed to counter it. But then he can't counter. Well, I guess he does have the Birds of Paradise. But if he taps the bird on his turn, then he can't counter anything. Well, obviously, we choose green. Oh, well, that's really, really good. These are both elves, right? Elf, elf. So let's go ahead and elf. We're gonna hold up Fauna Shaman. We might want to pitch this Fierce Empath. Yeah, I don't think it's worth 2 damage. We could go and get Phyrexian Devourer. And play Nissa and maybe not Phyrexian Devourer. I don't know, maybe. Any of these things up here in Elf? We could get Oracle Medaya. It's actually pretty good. What did he pick? He picked green. He's thinking pretty hard. That's a human. It's a human. It's an elf. All right. So if he plays an artifact or enchantment, we need to kill. We can get Reclamation Sage. And we could just Fierce Empath and get something. He must not have a removal spell just sitting around. Alright. Alpha. It's still green mana. Alright. Well, Titania is pretty good. So we kind of need to like draw a land, don't we? If we want to, because then we could prime time if we drew a land. But we can't guarantee that we're going to draw a land. Man, that's a lot of mana creatures. Alright, let's see what we can get. We could get our own Titania, but that doesn't really do anything. Acidic Slime doesn't really do anything. Do we have to get... Well, we could get the Dreadnought and then untarget land. Permanent for your graveyard to your hand. This is a 12/12, isn't it? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's draw a card before we sacrifice. Discard this. I guess we can just go get Ulamog, huh? Get rid of these two things, or do we care about those? Do we just want to hit his mana? I think I just want to hit his mana. We can make his islands on tap, not on tap. That seems pretty good. Just really hose his mana. That should make it hard for him to deal with Ulamog. Alright. What he really needs is to get rid of the Fauna Shaman, because then any creature in my hand becomes whatever I want it to be. And I've got 10 mana available right here. Now, well, that actually does kind of do it, doesn't it? Alright. I guess Fauna Shaman's the right thing to get rid of. Well, that doesn't do a whole lot. Let's go ahead and swing. I guess it blocks. Nope. Alright, he decided to throw in the towel. Alright, we got match 2. We are on the draw. Is this the same opponent? I thought it was the same name. I think we can keep this. Alright. I guess choke, probably. Unless you want Nissa. He takes the choke. That's fine. Those are some pretty awesome tools, but they're not really necessary for what we're trying to do. Alright, Lotus Cobra is really good for him. Man, I really want to play that Scavenging Ooze, but well, I don't know if there is a but. I just really want to play that Scavenging Ooze. Maybe it just plays in a removal. Alright, well that's all pretty good. Jeez. Do I trade a Lotus Cobra? Oh, he doesn't give me that option. So he's currently got more mana than I do. By quite a lot. We're supposed to be the ramp deck. Down to 2 cards in hand. He's got a clue token. Jeez. It's just a lot of mana ramp. I can't quite do it again. I can't quite. I can hit Nissa, which I can hit Nissa anyways. No, I can't, because I didn't draw a land. But I can't Sheltering Agent. I guess I can do it next turn. I wonder what he's aiming for. Like, that's a lot of mana. Maybe he just drew the wrong half of his deck, but there's a good chance he's playing something big. Alright, we're gonna... I guess we don't have to take damage from the Tile Extractor because of the Sakura Tri-Builder. Alright, another Cycling Land. I guess the Scavenging Ooze hasn't really done anything for us, and playing the Sakura Tri-Builder probably would have been better. We just haven't had any mana to activate it. He is drawing through his deck, trying to find something. This is a very interesting Tassiger deck, too, because normally you don't play this much ramp in a Tassiger deck. You don't really need to play much at all. Alright, that sucks. That's, that is not something I wanted to have happen. I mean, you probably should attack just to force the Sakura Tri-Builder. He could have mana out for a counterspell. I don't think we're really in a position where we can play around it. We can't even play around days. Oh, jeez. You had to try. Alright. Remand is not the worst of it. We're going to take some damage from the tireless tracker. The tireless tracker has actually been really good for him. Bringing back the remand. Yeah. To be expected. So I guess we just play the Selvala. Because we can replay it. We can eat a bunch of things. Alright, we don't have to right now. Still drawing to something. Alright. We'll take 8 from the tireless tracker. So he's got a remand that he's sitting on. Untap it. Tap it again. We got 8. So 7. That's not quite enough, is it? Still pretty good. I don't know. Does the World Breaker trigger do anything? Not a lot. Not a lot. Now we can Nissa, can't we? Does that do anything? Until your next turn. Return trigger permanent. Yeah, let's play Nissa. Nissa dies, but all right. Shoot. They're both pretty bad for me. Guess we give him the Thoughtseize. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Because he just takes prime time. I don't like that either, but I'm going to do it. I'm not even sure, like the choke didn't even really cut off his mana that well. Wasteland sucks. Still trying to draw to something. For the record, he should absolutely wasteland my Wirewood Lodge. Do we block? Yeah. I think we block. I should have used the mana. Alright, Inquisition all you want. Alright, he does actually do that. Let's exile the Wasteland. Not sure what he's thinking here. He's got 6 cards. Well, that sucks. All right. I think it's probably worth adding a creature to something. Hmm. He's just going to remand this, but that's fine. He taps down his island there. At this point, we're in a pretty bad way. We haven't drawn many lands, and we haven't drawn much ramp. And he has outdrawn us by just a ton of cards. He should have attacked with... Well, I guess maybe he doesn't attack with Tasigur, because then we just sacrifice Nissa and kill the Tasigur. It's kind of... We're at a point where it's resolved Primeval Titan or bust. We don't have much else going on. Let's untap a land in case he dazes. This hasn't been a good set of draws for us, and it's been a great set of draws for him. No, fact or fiction, okay. Well, it's Control Magic, Cavern of Souls versus... Yeah, I guess that's fine. What'd he take? He didn't take Control Magic. He took Green Sun Zenith. He's playing Control Magic in his deck, so I definitely think we need to take Homeward Path. And then the next one is probably Eye of Ugin. It's not likely that it's going to work very well for us, but I think we have to take Eye of Ugin. And it might be time to sacrifice Nissa. Vampiric Tutor and Green Sun Zenith was probably a bit much. I should have given him Control Magic and Green Sun Zenith versus Vampiric Tutor, because I could have played around Control Magic if the Primeval Titan resolves. And since there weren't any counter spells in that pile, it's fairly safe to assume that Control Magic Primeval Titan resolves. Alright, we'll lose 2 life. I'm not going to tap down this forest. It's a very viable creature right now. Did I not auto-util that? Alright. Oh, and he taps down all my creatures? Ooh. Am I dead? Yeah, I'm dead. Alright. I'll let him swing. I mean... Alright, we tried to pull our way out of that, but his draw was unstoppable. Alright, we got match 3. We are on the draw. We have no green lands. Playing against Olivia, mobilized for war. I don't think Cavern of Souls is enough. This is fine. I don't think we want another land. Alright, Monastery Swept Sphere. So we're facing down an aggro deck. I don't know if there's a reason to play that right now. Maybe we want to hold on to it. If he wants to bolt it, that's fine. I'd rather that get bolted than Selvala. Clearly not going to block. Definitely not time to chump yet. When did you play that pre-combat? It's a really good draw. So you can play Olivia and activate the copter. Oh, okay. Did he miss a land drop, or is he waiting? I feel like I'm already behind and it's turn 3. I pitched a Blood Moon. Not going to be very good against us. I mean, it actually kind of would be, because it gets rid of our utility lands, which we have quite a few utility lands. Alright, there's Olivia. let's just go ahead and play Selvala. Hope it doesn't die. And take at least 6 damage. Hope it doesn't draw him any cards either. Alright. Not sure that's correct. Because that can kill Selvala. You got another kill spell. If so, we're pretty screwed. We're pretty screwed. This isn't card advantage, it's just card selection. And he's running a little low, but card selection is still quite good. Alright, I think we have to take 2 damage to play Selvala again. We're just not doing anything else. We can play Duplicate next turn, whether he kills Selvala or not. If he doesn't kill Selvala, we can play the Sheltering Agent and then hopefully draw something else that we can also play. I don't know, does the Sheltering Agent actually do anything? I guess if we also play the Wirewood Lodge. Jeez. I said that this deck has game against removal, and I have yet to prove it. In the face of removal, my hands have looked pretty bad. Taking damage from myself sucks a lot. But what else am I going to do? I mean, I guess Sheltering Agent's alright for 1 turn, but not great. I wish I could hit that Smuggler's Copter. That's the worst one. That's not a good sign. Jeez. All the removal spells. And once again, I don't understand why you don't play Olivia. We basically can't tap this Ancient Tomb anymore. Can be good. At this low, yeah, I was about to say, at this life total, I'm pretty much dead no matter what. Alright, it happens. Alright, we got match 4. We're on the draw. Playing against Brea. Hand looks decent. Emrakul's not the greatest card in the world. At least we have Oracle that kind of plays around the removal and or counter spell that Brea is almost certainly holding. Alright, he's got Jace. If he leaves only 2 mana up, we can wasteland one of his lands and then move to the second phase. Alright. He leaves no mana up. So it probably means he has a kill spell for Selvala. He did get to immediately flip Jace. Let's play Wasteland, play around Days here. And then kill his Underground Sea. Alright. Saw that coming. Do we want a crop rotation now? I think I want Aya moving. He can play Brea, but then we can World Breaker it. It hits nothing in my hand. If he doesn't play Brea, then I guess we just World Breaker a land, which still feels pretty good. This cost 8. Alright. I guess he's probably got a counter spell. Do we want to play that? Yeah. It's tapped, but I still think I want to hit the watery grave. And it resolved. Fancy. Could potentially Toxic Deluge us for 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Land in the graveyard doesn't do anything. Did you get a kill spell? No, okay, he's got Council's Judgment. Alright. Yeah, he realizes that Emrakul's coming, and he throws in the towel. Because I would hit Jace for 2, and then down tick Jace on something, and then not cast it, and then disintegrate his hand. So, all right, we beat Brea. That's always rewarding. All right, we got match 5. We are on the play. We are playing against Brea again. This is the same opponent. I'm gonna keep this. Fauna Shaman has proven itself quite valuable in the past. Tireless Tracker is an excellent card against these attrition matchups. Alright, Signet. He can play Brea, but then we can do a lot of damage to him. He really needs to kill one of these 2 creatures. Or both of them. Oh, that sucks. Can we draw a land? Not a land. I think we still play... Yeah, it resolves now. Let's play Tireless Tracker. That was brutal. I did not expect the Supreme Verdict. Perhaps I should have. I mean, Toxic Deluge is a common spell. Alright. Oh, I needed that. Duretti is such a good Planeswalker in this deck. Yeah, here comes Brea. Pretty much only a 2-mana land gets us out of this. Or, I guess, no. Does that do anything? I mean, what else do you do? Let's take Emrakul. He can easily kill it, yeah. But we're not doing much else. Does that do anything? Not really. I guess we can make his draw bad with a talisman. Probably. I mean, he's only got one card in his hand, so we might not get counterspelled here. Does he really have a counterspell? Is his last card? Oh, he sacrifices it. Okay. Does that kill my target? Yeah, it does. Alright, that was a good play. Technical misplay by me, but it was a desperation play. I could have Mouth of Ronan Brea, but that puts me behind. And Eternal Witness doesn't do anything. So if I duplicate Brea, he sacks Brea and gets back the card. If I Eternal Witness, I have 4 mana left. I can get back a Tireless Tracker, but not play a land afterwards. So both of my creatures die. I mean, I guess we go for the duplicate. Oh, it's got to be a non-token even. So I was thinking maybe a token would be better, just because you can just recast Brea and get 2 more tokens. I mean, you just killed the duplicate, but at least Brea costs more, so it's most of his mana right now. We do have a couple outs. Saves us 4 damage this turn. And land's actually pretty good. We could get back acidic slime and kill Brea with it. Is that better than tireless tracker? Probably, because it doesn't necessarily die. I mean, it just dies to Duretti, doesn't it? But then he's down. I mean, we're still taking 3 damage per turn. And he there's a good chance he can replay Brea. But then Eternal Witness into Tireless Tracker. They both just die, and then I get a clue token. We could get back Primal Command and search for something. Put Duretti on top of his library. But then we take a bunch of damage. We're close to dead. We're running out of outs really fast. The 3 mana symbol, or the 4 mana symbols here are pretty good. They might, if we can keep our creatures, if he doesn't kill them, just outright. I think he has to kill the acidic slime, probably. Yeah. Did he misclick? He misclicked. Okay. It's a start. And he hasn't played a land that can play Brea. Still has cards in his hand, though. And we don't. We're completely in top deck mode. Alright, Phyrexian Arena. Don't love it, but it doesn't affect the board right. That does. Jeez. He's running a lot of those. We can only do one side of this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 1 mana short. We can't afford to wait, can we? Actually, let's just play this guy. I really want to try and wait. It's just such a good spell if we can get it to work. Alright, he's tapped out, so we need to draw a land. Oh, not a land. Alright, it's a planeswalker. Draws us a land. Let's definitely play that land. Eye of Ugin, which doesn't help us play Tooth and Nail next turn. I'd like to kill this Dark Confidant, but then there's no guarantee we can play Tooth or Nail next turn. I think we still have to kill the Dark Confidant. He's already got the Phyrexian Arena that we can't deal with. Alright, what is this? It can't be good for us. Oh, geez. Alright. So reset the game and he starts with a mana rock. And a Jace. Huh. Does crop rotation do anything? Let's see what we can get. I mean, we're just discarding anyways. So... Sanctum of Ugin, Homeward Path, Dust Bowl, Cavern of Soul. We could just Wasteland. It's probably not very good. Eldrazi Temple? Or Ancient Tomb. But we're at 12 life. I guess a Eldrazi Temple. Nykthos isn't likely to do anything. We're just gonna die a planeswalker death because we can't really do anything about any of these planeswalkers. It's a pretty good draw, but I'm okay with that. Ultimate doesn't kill us very fast. As far as I can tell, Duretti's ultimate only mana ramps him. Jeez. I guess we just play Nissa. We can't do both. Can obviously kill it. A number of ways. Hopefully by taking down Jace. He might not even be that threatened by it. I don't know how much Selvala costs. I think Selvala costs 5, but I don't think it really matters. Not with Duretti in play. Like he just shoots it down on sight. Alright, he's casting Compulsive Research. Looks like Brea is going to come down anytime now. Alright, so he does kill Nissa. Not the end of the world. Drawing a land isn't super great. I'm staying in because we do still have outs. Remarkable as it may seem. I love how many times Inquisition has just completely failed against this deck. I still can't cast Brea. Well, that's... He's drawing so many cards a turn. I'm just answering everything I play. Alright. I draw land. Cute. I mean, I guess I'll play Selvala. Oh, it costs 7. Guess I won't play Selvala. I was looking for a distraction kind of play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're 2 turns away from a maximum strength Tooth and Nail, which he's going to him us. And there goes our Tooth or Nail and our Ilugan. So I think he just ran us out of outs. Maybe not entirely. All right. I think it's time to throw in the towel. All right, so we went 2 and 3. I think that's actually pretty representative of what you might see from Selvala. You might do a little bit better. We played against almost exclusively removal heavy decks, just super heavy on removal. And there were a couple of games where we were able to overcome it, and there were 3 games where we were not. And mass removal really just crippled us. We actually almost came back from that. Like, if he had an upheaval the next turn, we would have been able to cast a big tooth or nail. He probably still would have been able to answer it. But we could have, gotten Primeval Titan and Woodland Balor and then Fierce Empath for Eldrazi, and that might have been pretty good. But he ended up drawing the Upheaval, and that just completely set us way back. And then we weren't able to do anything after that. So, I mean, I really still like the deck. I think you can get lucky with it. I don't know. I don't know why. I still think Nissa is a better deck, and I don't know why Titania hasn't been showing up much lately. But I definitely still think Nissa is a better deck because it can generate more card advantage, and you don't really care if your commander dies. And I mean, this is a better ramp. Like it ramps faster if you don't run into that removal. But I ran into 5 straight removal decks, and I don't think that's the exception to the rule. I think the exception to the rule is the 5-0s that Selvala is getting from time to time. So it's still a lot of fun, but I'm not sure it's particularly well positioned in this format. But we did beat Bray and Tassiger, and those were some pretty interesting matches. So I thought it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching. You have a good night.